Hey guys, Ryan here, and in this video I'm going to be covering how to overhaul the first person combat for Skyrim Special Edition in 2024, and this will be using a series of easy to install mods. Now all the mods covered in this video can be installed using a suitable mod manager such as Vortex, and can be downloaded free of charge from Nexus Mods, although you will need to create an account. So without further ado, let's crack on with the rest of the video. Okay, so the first mod on the list is called Precision's Accurate Melee Collisions, and this is a fantastic mod that adds several new features to the combat mechanic. First, it adds, funny enough, collisions, so that your weapon must now actually hit the target in front of you and not an invisible cone located in front of your character. Now this same mechanic is applied to your enemies as well, so it's now possible to effectively dodge their attacks, either manually by sidestepping them or installing a dodge mod. So secondly, the mod adds hit reactions, so that when something's hit with a weapon, it reacts accordingly and moves to the left or the right depending on what direction the swing came from. The mod also introduces weapon trails, so you can actually track the trajectory of your weapon swings, as well as an accompanying hit stop and a camera shake. And then finally, the mod adds a new recoil effect, which is applied whenever your weapon hits a solid object, such as a wall. Now, this mod can be installed using Vortex, but you want to take note of any additional dependencies that are required for the new animations to function correctly. So next on the list is the comprehensive first-person animation overhaul mod, which, as the name implies, adds over 1,000 new animations for a wide range of first-person perspective actions. Now, the actions include weapon swings, archery, spellcasting, running and jumping. Now in addition, most animations are now unique, so that when you swing a sword it's going to look differently to using an axe, and daggers are no longer used like their swords. Now the mod itself can be installed directly using Vortex, and it includes an installer so that you can actually pick and choose what animations you want to apply and which ones you want to leave out. However, it does have a couple of requirements that you need to install beforehand. The main one is Open Animation Replacer, which again you can just install using Vortex. And one little tweak that I've done is I recommend you change the game's FOV to at least 100 from the default of 60, mainly because some of the animations don't seem to display correctly if they're at a lower FOV. But aside from that, yeah, fantastic little mod. Okay, so now that we've covered some animations, it's time to move into something a bit more meaty and substantial, which is combat mods. Now for that purpose, we're going to be using a mod called Valhalla Combat, which completely overhauls the first-person perspective combat. The first thing it does is increases the overall stamina regeneration rate, and it makes it so that all light attacks now generate stamina when you have a successful hit on an enemy. And in contrast, if you miss hitting an enemy, you're now going to lose stamina. Now this only applies to light attacks, it doesn't apply to power attacks, as they've just been left unchanged by this mod. Now, this same behaviour can also be applied to NPCs, mainly to stop them from constantly spamming you like they've got infinite stamina. In fact, unlike the base game, running out of stamina now comes with a penalty to both yourself and the NPCs, and that's known as the state of exhaustion. And when you're exhausted as the player, it means that during that particular period, you're going to deal half as much damage as normal, and for NPCs, they just simply cannot attack you anymore. Another area where the mod changes things is when it comes to blocking. In fact, the entire mechanism is completely revamped, so that when you block attacks, it's now going to cost you stamina and it's not going to cost you any health, unless of course you run out of stamina. And speaking of blocking, the mod introduces what's known as a timed block mechanic, in that if you block an attack within about 0.3 seconds, you're going to negate all incoming physical and enchanted damage. And likewise, if you block within 0.15 seconds, then you're going to have what's known as a perfect block, which instantly staggers your enemy and then regenerates all of your stamina. Now you can also block projectiles using Magicka, which the amount you're going to require is going to be based on the damage and the magnitude of the incoming projectile. And once again, this timed block mechanic comes into play here, where if you're quick enough, you can actually reflect the attack back at your enemy. And then finally, the mod has another final mechanic, which is called the Stunning Executional System, and this is very similar to how it works in God of War, in that all enemies now have a stun meter, and once it's filled, it allows you to carry out a one-hit executional attack. Now the mod itself can be installed directly using Vortex, although an additional mod that I recommend you install is the True HUD Editions mod, mainly so that you can display the stun, stamina and the health meters on your enemies. Okay, so that covers the mods that we're going to look at in this video, and with them all installed, you'll now find that you've completely overhauled the first person combat of Skyrim. Now of course there's tons of mods out there, and this video's really just scratched the surface, but at least this should be a good starting point. So with that in mind, let's jump into some combat and let's see these mods in action.
Who's there? Rodolphe? That you? Boss was looking for you, said he'd be up at the summit.
But a half-starved wolf not so tough now, are you?
Victory is yours!
Picked a bad time to get lost, friend.
So in conclusion, the combat in Skyrim is very dated, but as you can see with a couple of mods, it is entirely possible to overhaul the first person combat experience. In either case, thank you for watching this video today, and I hope you found it helpful, and if so, please don't forget to leave a like, share the video, and then subscribe to this channel for more content like this in the very near future. Thanks again, and I'll see you again next time. Bye now.